He will make my feet like the deer's feet, and he will make me walk on higher mountains. A highway shall be there.
Nothing impossible, nothing impossible. What can't you do? What won't you do? There's nothing impossible with our God. You do not lie, you do not fail. What is hard for you to do? He doesn't exist. It's gonna never ever exist. You do not lie, you do not fail. What is hard for you to do? It doesn't exist. It's gonna never ever exist. According to your knowledge and your will for me, what you say you have done, I just need to align, oh. Because you are not a man that changes your mind, oh. Those that know you will trust in you, not in horses and chariots. By the arm of flesh, no man can prevail. No man, no man, no man, no man. My confidence is you. What is hard? What is hard for you? It can never exist. Oh, you do not lie, you do not fail. What is hard for you to do? It doesn't exist. Oh, it can never ever exist. Oh, Andy, welcome. You do not lie, you do not fail. What is hard for you to do? It can never ever exist. Oh, those that know you will trust in you, not in horses and chariots. By the arm of flesh, no man can prevail. Ask Abraham and Sarah, and the woman with the issue of blood. Oh, nothing hard for you. Ask Mama and our blind Bartimaeus, make it go and feel very nice. Absolutely nothing hard for you. No man, no man, no man. My confidence is you. What is hard? What is hard for you? It can never exist. Oh, you do not lie. What is hard for you to Jesus? Jesus, you do not have the ability. What is hard for you to fail? It is not in your capacity. No, 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 no. Welcome Eve, Queenie, and welcome Vivian. We'll do one more song and then we'll go again. Are you ready for me? Go! Yeah? 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 Say! Jesus, Jesus, the owner of my life. With you, all things are made possible. Oh, Jesus, I added one. If you do nothing else for me, you have done enough for me. Omemba, 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 omemba. You have done enough for me. Omemba, You have done enough. You have done enough. You have done enough. All right, good evening. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Kinskid. And it's another Thursday at 8 p.m. And you know where the whole world is now? On Verena Speaks. So thank you for joining us. Don't forget to hit the like button, the comment section, and don't forget to share. Share, so that everybody can have a gist of what we are going to be talking about today. It is a topic everybody likes to be talking about, but as to whether we understand it is today, that's why we have come. So we're going to be talking about work today. And our topic for today is, do you really want to work? Because there are a whole lot of people saying, I need work, there's no work in the system, blah, blah, blah. But the point is, do you really want to work, or you're bored and you just want to find something to do? So we're going to be finding that out in the next few minutes. Don't forget to share, like I said, hit the like button, hit the love button, and feel free to add your comments. Invite somebody, tag somebody, so that we can go right ahead. Now, what is work? This work that we are all always talking about. I want work. I want somewhere to work. I'm at home. I'm bored. I'm idle. I need something to do. What is work? Now, the dictionary puts it very easily for us in the fact that after I've even said this, we don't even have to talk about it anymore. We already understand what it means. But there are two definitions in the dictionary I want to talk about. The first one says, activity involving mental or physical effort done in order to achieve a purpose or a result. So activity involving mental or physical effort done in order to achieve a purpose or result. So in fact, this first definition tells us that we are going to be using brain or strength, which is both hard to do. So already, before we even started the work, we know that work is hard. Now number 2 says, a task or tasks to be undertaken. It looks like the thing is just simply a verb. Work is something you must do. It's not something you can sit down and say, I'm working. You must do it. Now, the verb says, it just explains the noun better. It says to be engaged in physical or mental activity in order to achieve a result. So if you are working and you are not achieving any results, you are not working. If you are doing something and there are no results coming from positive results, coming from where you work or from you yourself at work, it means what you are doing cannot be defined as work. And then the last one says, of a machine or system, function, especially properly or effectively. So for what you are doing to be seen as work, first of all, it must achieve a purpose or result, and then it must achieve a purpose or result properly and effectively before we can call it work. So if none of these definitions have hit home concerning your life as a worker, I'm sorry to say that you are not yet working, or you have not yet started working. All right, now, we asked, do you really want to work? Because, Sarah, welcome. Because some people say they want to work, but first of all, they are not ready to work. And number 2, they don't want to work. They are simply just bored, or they've seen people going and coming, or they just feel that, I finished school, I have to work. But do you really want to work? And we're going to be talking about that today. At the end, you know whether you really want to work
or whether you should even be working in the first place, or just sitting at home and eating ice cream and watching TV. You may never know limited. Number one is, if you want to really work, do you know your worth? Do you know your worth? Which is your qualification and your experience. When we say your worth at work, we are not talking about all this motivational speaking you've been talking about. That's not what we are talking about. We are talking about your qualification for the work, the job, whatever you have applied for, and your experience in that work. Do you know your worth? Not your self-esteem, how you feel about yourself. That's not what we're talking about. What is your worth? So if I have an SHS leaver come to apply for a job, doesn't even know what a CV is, and comes to tell me that I want 4,000 a month, that SHS leaver does not know their worth. Does not know their worth. First of all, you don't have, well, it depends on whatever job you're talking, if it's some sort of, if I say an SHS person should clean in Obuasi, it looks like I've made a very, very big blunder. Because in Obuasi, we like to use SHS leavers as teachers in schools, but they don't qualify for it. I don't know if you understand what I mean. But if you are an SHS leaver, it is not likely that any company will pay you 4,000 Ghana cedis once you leave SHS and apply for a job, when you don't even know what a CV is. What qualification do you have? What experience do you have? That is your worth. So do you know your worth as a worker? Some people also tend to lower their worth simply because they are looking for a job. I don't know if you understand what I mean. So the person is qualified to teach, but the person wants to teach in a certain place because there they allow you to feel free. Still, you don't know your worth. You've lowered your worth because you are worth this, but you want to teach in a lower place because you do not want to be responsible enough. You've lowered your worth. So do you know your worth? If you really want to work, do you know your worth? Welcome, Gifty. Welcome, Edmond, and welcome, Nanaraba. Oh, great. Nanaraba, safe trip. Now, number two, if you really want to work, do you know that money is not the primary goal? And here you were thinking that if I just get a job, I get all the money I want and spend it on anything that I want. But if you really want to work, most of the time, money is not the primary goal. Thank you, Gifty. Welcome, Mesha. You are saying, oh, how? Everybody goes to work because they want money. Really? Why are lecturers on strike? Because they went, when they were offered a job, they were given a chance to say, what is the salary range you want? They said this and this and this. So now why are they fighting for a higher pay rise? When this one is over, when they give it to them, they'll fight for something else. It's not just lecturers, everywhere. Money seems, they just want more money, more money. It means that money is not the goal for working. And so if you enter any job, any work, and money is the reason why you went, very soon you will leave. Very soon you will walk away. You will go to find out that the money you thought was wild money, after you enter, it does not make any sense anymore. Hi, Lauren. How are you? Welcome. So money should not be the primary goal while you are looking for a job. If that is the reason why you are looking for a job, there is a problem. You will leave very, very soon. You will not be satisfied no matter where you go. And the thing is that the more you gain experience, the more you think you are worth a certain level of money. And so what happens is you keep jumping from one place to another, hoping to achieve the kind of money you think you deserve. It's never going to happen. No company is going to pay you more than what the company is worth. Simple and short. All right, number three. Have you counted and understood the cost of going to work? Some of us come from university, some of us come from SHS, some of us come from the polytechnics, training college. We don't take time out, we don't take time to rest, nothing. We just get up and say, I need a job. So you've not counted the cost of the job, and you just want a job. Do you know what it means to have a job? Do you know the commitment it takes to keep a job? Do you know the integrity you need to maintain a job? Have you thought about that and understood what it takes before you proceed to look for a job? Have you? Have you? All right. Now, number 4. So sorry. I think I went late on Pam TV. Forgive me. I should have pressed the button. I didn't. Forgive me. All right. Now, number 4. Do you have knowledge about the places you have applied for? You've come out of school, you've applied for a job, but you don't have knowledge of the places you have applied for. Somebody comes to look for a job at Backnorth, and I ask, what do you know about us? The person says nothing. I'm like, okay, why are you here? What do you want? Because you need to know something about the place you have applied for. You cannot just walk into a place where when I get into the job, I will know about the job. I'll get to know about the job. No. You have to know about the job before you get at least a little bit about their rules and regulations, a little bit about their policies and procedures. It is very important for you to know. So sorry that I'm looking here and there. I'm doing, my thing. I have to look here. Don't worry, very soon we'll have our own studio. And I don't have to look here and here. We'll just be hearing from one place. Everybody can see. Forgiveness makes it. So do you have a knowledge? Never go to a place and have no knowledge. Absolutely no knowledge about where you are going. Even if you are applying as a cleaner, as a driver, whatever you are applying as, you must know something about the place. Welcome, Louisa, you must. So number 5 is, do you know what a CV is, and do you have one? People in this day and age of this 21st century that we are in are still writing application letters with pen on foolscap sheets. If you know what I mean. Still writing application letters with pen on foolscap sheets, and I don't understand why. And they come and you ask, what is a CV? And they have no idea what a CV is. So do you know what a CV is? And do you have one? So that immediately you are asked to bring it, can you produce it? Is it going to take another week for you to get the CV for us? Another 2 weeks for you to go and research and even know what a CV is? Do you know there's a difference between a CV and a resume? Do you even know what a resume is? So are you really ready to work? And Araba is a CV writer, so you can just type there and she'll get back to you. Simple and short. But never go to a workplace with a written, an application on a written piece of foolscap sheet in this 21st century that even children are typing. Please don't do it. All right, number 6 is, can you communicate properly in the language of medium at the places you have applied? Can you communicate properly in the language of medium in the places you have applied? You cannot speak good English. You have applied that you want to be a teacher. When we say it, you are upset. I don't understand. I don't understand. So with which English are you going to be teaching the children? So you are a teacher. You can't spell house. And yes, some of them cannot spell house. Yes, they can't. And you can't speak good English. But we should employ you as a teacher. When we even say start as an assistant, you are upset with us. Why? The system is already somewhere. You are coming to use bad English to worsen it. Do you think it will work? And Araba, they do it by. I still have, in fact, today I should have brought some, foolscap. They've written application, dear sir, stroke madam. Some even go to the further to say the brightness of the day has given me the reason to write you this application letter. Some will even state that due to that advertisement we saw in newspaper, me to my advertisement, it has never been in newspaper before. They will write it and then they will bring it. So you don't speak English, good English, don't apply to a school. Don't go and teach at a school. At all. That is not where you should be applying. Maybe you should apply in a place where less is said. More is done and less is said. If you get what I mean. Number 7 says, this is a very crucial part I'm going to talk about. Please let's pay attention. It says, are you available to work for the next 2 or 3 years at one place? Are you available to work in one place for 2 or 3 years? And stop, I call it work fornication. You work here for 6 months. Then you go and work here in another place. Every day you leave, the working conditions were not good for me. The working conditions were not good for me. Only you. Every day working conditions were not good for me. What exactly are you looking for? Most companies that are companies, their contracts are between 2 to 3 years. Some are even more. So put this in your head. Any company I enter now, any place I want to work now, their work is for 2 to 3 years. If you are not ready to be stagnant at a place, no matter what happens, for the next 2 or 3 years, please sit in front of your TV and watch Reina Speaks while you are eating ice cream. No need to go and bother anybody. Because sometimes there are a lot of people who have applied for the job you were taking. You don't intend to work for that, and you have let somebody lose the chance who is willing to do the job. So let it be known to us. Any job you apply for, any work you want to go and do, it's between 2 to 3 years, except it is on contract. That one, the contract determines how you work. But if it is any permanent job, it is between 2 to 3 years. If you are not ready to do that, do not go there. And then don't go there expecting them to just, okay, well, we'll get there. So let me just be patient. All right. So if you're not ready to work for 2 to 3 years at one place, please don't apply. Don't waste the boss's time. Don't waste your time. And don't spoil somebody's chance of getting a job who really wanted to do the job. All right. Number 8 says, are you prepared to be trained or retrained into a position, even if you are trained for it or qualify for it? Are you prepared to be trained or retrained into a position, even if you are trained for it or qualify for it? You may be trained already as somebody, but in this company, this somebody does this extra or does not do this job. So if you are going into the company, quit having your own mentality of I'm already trained, I already know what I'm going to do, and be ready to be retrained into that position. I talk about schools a lot because that is what I know a lot. That's what I have a lot of knowledge on. I was a full-blown trained teacher when I went to teach at a school called ICS. I'd gone to training college and I'd been to the university. So I'm a full-blown, all of what I did was in education. Full-blown educationist. I could easily have said that, all right, I don't need your help. I know what I is doing. I already is trained. Now I don't need your help. But I realized that because I had been teaching in the public system, this was now the private system. The private system is completely different from the public system. And I had to be retrained, my mindset, to fit into that kind of school. It was an international school. I needed to be trained to fit into that school. So no matter the knowledge and the expertise I had, I still needed to be trained to fit into that place. Now, Naraba says to repeat a matter is not grievous cry. I agree. I agree. So are you ready to be trained and retrained? I was the manager here, so this one is cocoa for me. Leave it for me, I'll read it alone. Immediately want to retrain you, then it becomes a problem. Because we have decided to retrain you, anger has come. So we should allow you to make mistakes that will cost the company money before you realize that, oh, so that it is different from where I used to be. No. If you you are somebody who is not prepared to be trained and retrained, don't apply for a job. Eat ice cream, like I said, and watch Venus please. God bless you. All right. The next one says, are you ready to submit to authority, no matter where you are coming from and who is in charge? Some men cannot work under women. Some women cannot work under women. Some men, they cannot work under men, under women. And some women too cannot work under women. So when you enter the interview room and you realize that the boss is a woman, please don't waste your time. Because you are not ready to work under a woman. Please relocate. And let those who are women come and do. Don't come into the company and then come and use ego and pride to spoil the thing that they are doing. Because everybody there is complying until you came. Everybody there was complying until you appeared. Then there's wrong. She doesn't talk well. She doesn't know how to relate to people. She doesn't say please and thank you. Immediately you arrived. You don't want work. You are actually not serious. You don't want to work. Because in this day and age, when they are promoting more women entrepreneurs, women going to high places, we have women judges, women presidents, you cannot still work with women. Then you have become automotive, you can't be here. Or the way they are selling land on the moon. I think it's only men that has bought so far. I don't know. Maybe women have bought. Unless they are. Welcome, Johnny. Welcome, Nanama. Welcome. So if you know you cannot submit to authority, no matter who is in authority, please don't work. Start your own company and be your own boss. So that you don't submit, people submit to you. But don't go there and cause issues. She is not your wife. That is not where you are coming to get your respect. She is not your girlfriend, your mother. If you want respect, when you get home, you will get it. And yet, you show manhood and a woman. Most of the women who cannot work under their fellow women, there is nothing wrong with the woman who is in charge. It is just a matter of jealousy and envy most of the time. Most of the time. I went to a church, and one of the first things I heard was that the Sofomame is some way. Many years down the lane, I found out that there's nothing somewhere about her. She's just very principled. And most Ghanaians don't like principled women. They say you are rude, you are too known, this. All right. Number 10 says, do you understand that you are not the boss and your suggestions may not be welcome? Remember that the topic we are treating today is, do you really want to work? You see, because these are realities on the ground. Most of us go into work with all these fantasies from fairyland and they live happily ever after kind of things. But these are the real things. Hello, Philip. Hello, Ekia Nyamiche. You see, so you are not, do you understand that you are not the boss of the company, of the job, of the institution you are in? And your suggestions may not be welcome, especially when they are not backed by any financial support. So I think that if every office had air conditioning, it would work. It's a very nice suggestion. Do you know how much one air conditioner costs? And do you know the cost of placing them there? Do you know what the more urgent things in the company are? Most people who like to say that my suggestions were not taken, are simply making suggestions to make themselves feel comfortable. They have not done a survey at the job to see the most urgent, the important, and the less important. So when you are entering a job, you are not the boss. You will be allowed to make suggestions, but there is no guarantee that your suggestions will be taken. If you are entering a company because you want your suggestions to be taken, please do not get in there. Don't get in there at all. Please don't forget to share to pages, share to groups, tag your friends so that they can come on board and we can listen together. Now, number 11 says, do you understand that ego and pride will not be tolerated? Let me stay here a little. So you are a man at the job place. Your head of department is either younger than you or is a female. You came to work late the first time, she let you go. He let you go. You did it the second time, the third, the fourth time, and the fifth time the person sees the need to call you and find out, is everything okay? You've been coming late, what is the issue? Now, because you have it in your head that this person is a woman or this person is younger than me, immediately your ego comes to play. Please, you are not talking to me well. Simply because I've been coming late does not mean that you have the right to talk anyhow to me. The person is not talking anyhow to you. You are late. You should even be sacked. You'll be late 5 times without an explanation. So if you have ego, please, working for somebody is let me give you very good advice. If your ego is very high as a man, or your pride is very high as a man, please, for the love of God, start your own company. Don't go and worry somebody who has used blood and sweat to start company to go and destroy things. We do not set up company to come and nurse your ego and pride. Every company has their rules and regulations. You get the rules and regulations, you get the job description, you get every policies and procedures before you step foot in there. So when you read and you realize this thing, don't go at all. I don't understand people who deliberately take a job they know they cannot do. What is the motive behind it? I deliberately take a job they know they cannot do. You've sat them down, you've explained to them, you've been very vivid and clear with what goes on there. They will come. Then 2 months after they stop. What exactly is the mind? What are you trying to do? Have you been sent by the United African Company to come and spoil the company? Is that what it is? All right. Number 12. And do you understand? This is also another very critical point, so please listen for me. Do you understand that your company or boss owe you nothing but your salary? Any additions are bonuses or goodwill. Some of us enter into a company thinking that it is the company's duty to make sure that I go to school. Some of the things I don't like to hear at interview, for example, as a boss is, I'm coming because I want the opportunity to grow and to become a better person when it comes to my studies. Did you apply to go to school or you applied to work? When you know it's Rena speaks, so you say it as it is. Some of us go to work thinking that it is our company's responsibility to take us to the hospital, to take us outside, to make us travel. No, none of those things are actually. Bosses have been good because they've added those things to motivate us and to make it easier for our work to be done. If you are comfortable, you can work well. However, it is not their duty and they are not obliged to do it. Hard to hear, but true. They don't have to do it. They give, even these days, some companies don't give maternity leave again. So you are in a company, your boss has given you maternity leave, 6 months, and you are complaining that it's too short. It should be 1 year. Who asked you to go and have sex and have a child? Who? Was your boss there when you were enjoying? Did your boss ask you to have a baby? Why is your boss paying for some enjoyment you went to have at Upper Safari or Dubai? Why? Why is it your boss's duty to pay for that? Why? So it is not their duty. But the bosses that do that, if you have one, appreciate them. Once a while, let your boss come and find a thank you note on their desk. One of the most ungrateful set of people, excuse the language I'm using today, but we must be frank, are workers. Staff. They don't appreciate they always have something bad to say about their boss. Nothing good. Yet, at the end of the month, with all their lateness, with all their lackadaisical attitudes, with their lack of meeting targets, they are expecting to be paid. They don't care what the boss has been through. They don't care whether the boss has been sick, whether their family has been sick, whether the boss is broke. No matter how lackadaisically they did the duty, they are expecting to be paid at the end of the month. And if the boss doesn't pay, there's no wicked person like the boss on the planet. So once your salary is paid, your boss has done their duty. Anything they are adding to it is a bonus. Some of us don't know. You see, even in Ghana, we have something called the social security. Do you know your boss pays more social security for you than you yourself who is going to benefit from the social security? You pay 5%, your boss pays 13%. I think 30.5 or something. So your retirement is dependent on your boss, because if they are taking just your 5%, it cannot take care of you. Yet you don't say thank you to your boss. Anybody here who has not said thank you to your boss, thank you, Barbara, 13.5. You have just been working at one place for the last 6 months. It has never occurred to you to say thank you to your boss, thank you to your superior, your HR, your head of department, whatever, whoever is above you. If you have access to your boss, today when we close, send a thank you. Thank you for giving me a job. Thank you for being my boss. Thank you for paying my salary every month. Send it to your boss. I'm gratefulness. Adolfo. Let's go to the next point. Do you understand that comparison is a trait of the weak and the never satisfied? Comparison is a trait of the weak and the never satisfied. That's why I asked, the first question I asked is, do you know your worth? You have been in a company for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. You've been working there. No change has come out of you. The company has not experienced any significant change from you. You have not brought any invention or innovation, yet you are sitting in your chair and comparing this other company will pay more than this company. What is your worth? What have you done to add? What clients have you added to the company that you are looking for more money? Where, when, and how? So when you begin to compare, you are weak and never satisfied. Because when you go there, you will go and find another issue there. You go and find another issue there that wants you to be transferred. How many people have worked in one place for a very long time and have not said, oh, I need a change. I just want to change the environment. Now lie, which environment do you want to change? You have been living in Ghana since 1694. Have you changed the environment? And when you went, did you not come? So don't compare. No two companies are the same. No two bosses are the same. Don't compare. What this company does not have, this one has. What this other one does not have, this one does not have. You only have to be there to find out. Many people have received rude awakenings and shocks of their lives when they left one place and went to another, but they cannot say it. It is inside them, which we are not asking, so we are here. So don't be a person who is at a job or work somewhere, you are always comparing to another place, always comparing, these people they do this, these people they do that. Go there and be free. Better still, before you pick a job, do all the comparison you need to do before you pick a job. And be content with what you have. I used to say something to my staff that it is better to work at a startup than an already established company. Startups have room for mistakes a lot. Companies already established, 1, 2, 3, they query you, 1, 2, 3, they sack you. Because the systems are already in place. So you are either coming to maintain or make it better, but you can't bring it lower. These are hard truths we are listening to today. So if it's making you angry, seriously, it's a good thing. Something is changing. If it's making you happy, bravo. If it's making you think, that's also a good sign. Do you really want to work? Or you are just sitting there bored and you say, oh, let me find something to do. Now the next one says, are you ready to be patient enough to climb through the ranks? Are you ready to be patient enough to climb through the ranks? You cannot be at a job for 1 year and expect to be promoted to head of department. It happens, but that's at the discretion of the people at the top. But until then, if we were to follow a pattern, you would not be there in a year. Do you have the patience to wait to climb? Or you are one of those people who try and buy your way through with nice things, reporting people, gossiping about people? Is that how you are? Lying about people to get to the top. Even the experience you have cannot get you. You see, there are certain things at the top that if you don't have that kind of experience, you go there and mess up. There are certain positions that even when you are given, you must hesitate because you wonder if you can do it. All right, it says that. Number 15, this is also something that we must really consider before you go and get a job. Do you understand that the documents you are going to be signing to get the job are legal and can and will be used against you as and when necessary? Ghana, most people don't understand contract. What they understand is, Oye Christo, you want to be Nyamishu. So do you understand that those documents that you've signed, once you've signed them, once you were your right frame of mind and you signed the documents, anytime it is brought up, the fact that you were in your right mind and you signed the documents, do you know it can and will be used against you when necessary? You see, when you want to join a software, they bring terms of agreement. Most of us don't read it. Most of us don't read it. How many of us even know the banks you save with, their terms of agreement? What happens in the case of a fire? If the bank burns down, what happens to your money? Ask yourself. Have you ever thought about it? If the bank burns today, all your money there, what happens? Think about it. You see that you don't know. You are not sure. All these places, these small savings and loans are closed down, and people's money was stuck. People didn't know terms of agreement though. We just put our signature because we want something. So we want a loan, we want something. So we just put our signature on it. When you are going and you have been given a contract to sign, read and understand. Read, ask questions and understand, and sign it. No matter how long that contract stays with the company, as far as they have not thrown it away, it can be used against you wherever you are. So those of you who like to just work, then you just get up and disappear. When you were sitting in front of your TV watching Reina sitting your ice cream, nobody said anything to you. Then one day you just decided to go and create trouble for yourself. So you will just be there 3-4 years after you have absconded from that place, and a certain lawsuit will come against you because you forgot that it is, you cannot just get up and move. So read, ask questions, clarify, be sure before you put your signature on that contract. Or else it will be used against you one day. All right? Do you understand that your company is not obliged to sympathize with you for any reason, but may do so out of humanitarian reasons? You took your leave 2 weeks ago. You just got back, and somebody died in your family. Do you know that your company is not obliged to give you any further leave? But they do so out of humanitarian reasons. Do you know that? Today, dear, you have come. What Kirema says you have come. Whether your mother died, your father died, whoever died, but it's not your company that killed them. And you just come back from leave. They don't have to, it is not written, they don't have to give you anything. Any law that has been made to favor staff, most of them are out of humanitarian reasons. Things that they feel naturally will occur. Of course, if somebody has died, we can't you will not even be productive. So the best thing is to just let you go and grieve and come back. But people are beginning to use it as a right, a demand. Then don't you know my mother died? Now me kill her. Me kill your mother. I remember we went to training college, and one of the first things we heard in training college was, tell your relatives to die during the holidays, because if they die during the time that we are here, you can't go. So your company is not obliged to sympathize with you. You were on holiday during your leave. You went to Las Palmas and broke your leg while you were in Las Palmas, enjoying yourself on your leave that we gave you. Then you come back and make it look like it's by force for us to give you leave because you have broken your leg while you were on leave. No, it isn't. It is not. So your company is not obliged to sympathize with you. If the likes and the loves are not coming, I understand. But I shall still say it anyhow. What I'm trying to teach you is, before you go and apply for a job, know all these things. Then once you get the job, and these things are being done for you, you must be appreciative of them. Be appreciative of them. You are a staff. Nothing has ever pleased you before. There's always a problem with you. You cannot be pleased. Every day will go through. Every day will go through. We are why. It says also, another point is that, do you understand that every company has times that they need you off the clock? Do you understand? That every company, no matter what company it is, there are days they are going to require your services when it is not your time to be working. Just like when you are having your wedding on Saturday and we should be in our houses cooking, cleaning and scrubbing, we come and sit and watch you marry. Just like when you enjoy yourself and get pregnant and have your baby, and we should be in our churches supporting our pastors, we come to you to support you off the clock. Just like when you fall sick, and we can simply just call you because we are at work. But when we close, we take time to come and visit you in the hospital. Do you know that your company also needs you off the clock sometimes without you being paid extra? You pay less for coming for your wedding? Or is the meat pie and the somebody you are serving that is the payment? So stop being rigid. I've closed. If they need me, they should wait until tomorrow. Okay. So you too, when you come and tell us that you need our help, we can also say, please wait until Monday. Because there are times you call during the weekend, please, so something really has come up and I need to go. We can also say, no, you are spoiling my, this is off the clock. Please wait until Monday, then bring yourself and come and report. All right, let's go on. It says, if you are not ready to compromise and sacrifice, please don't work. We are making a hoping team. Anything we say, you are movable, unchangeable, undeniable, unshakable. Please don't work. Sit in front of the TV and watch Lena Speaks every day. Because getting up early is sacrifice. Getting a car to go to where you are is sacrifice. Compromise is knowing that I can do this better, but they want us to do it this way, and not getting angry that it was done this way and not this way. So if you are not ready to compromise, and then when I say compromise, I don't mean compromise in a bad way. Take bribe, corruption, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking of certain things, like I said, you may be needed off the clock. That's compromise. And sacrifice. Sacrifice your sleep, sacrifice your food sometimes, sacrifice family time sometimes to work. Please don't work. You will be corrected and scolded if necessary for work undone and deadlines unmet. Don't do nasty things and say that my boss should have called me to his office, to her office to talk to me. When you just cost the company 1 million Ghana cedis, that if we ask you to work for 10 years, you can't pay. And you are saying that the boss should have called me to the office to talk to me about it. Really? If I am your boss, everybody will hear about you. Today's world, we have become very soft and timid. For me, it's quite appalling. Everything, you should have done it this way, you should have done it this way, you should have done it this way. Very big, bone, structured human beings we have on the planet these days. So if you do not like to be scolded and corrected, please do your work as it must be done. Everything that will be done. You are not causing any trouble, you are not causing losses, you are not creating issues for the job. Do it that way, then they won't scold you. And you will not be corrected. Do you know that as a worker, you will not be praised for every good job you do. You are being paid. You don't have to be praised for it. That is actually the job you were asked to come and do that you are being paid for. Why do you need praise again? So you are angry because the last time that I did my teaching well, nobody praised me. Okay, what are we paying for exactly? So that we know what we are paying for and what we are praising for. Then we do the praise one and then we do the paying one. We separate the two. So you will not be praised for, stop looking for praise for every job you do. They didn't praise me, they didn't acknowledge me, they didn't do this. Babies. Do your work and do it well. It is for your own advantage. It is to your own advantage. To your own advantage. The last ones I'll speak about are punctuality and appearance. Are you ready to be punctual at work? 7 o'clock, every day you get that 7:10, and we shouldn't talk about it. I didn't get car. Why I live is far. Did I ask you to apply for a job that is far away from your house? The first time you came all the way for the interview to the place you applied for, you saw the distance. So since you saw the distance, lateness cannot be an excuse. Consistent and rampant lateness, it cannot be an excuse. You are late for school, you are late to submit your work, you are late to do everything, you are late. Then appearance. Please dress how the company requires you to dress. And then add a little verve and oomph so that you look special and presentable. I remember a very long time ago in Ghana, once you meet a teacher, you know that this is a teacher. We used to have some brown material that we used to sew. And amazingly, I didn't know whether we were forbidden from wearing certain kinds of styles. Because when you look at the styles we wear, so it's a very long, straight, sack-like dresses that we will wear. I was like, is the issue that we are not allowed to sew certain styles or what? Glad is perfectly said, thank you. But now you cannot tell a teacher because we have upped our standard. We have upped the way we appear. Some of you, the hair you take to work, it's like you came on Hurricane Katrina. From your house to that place, you met a tornado. So when you enter the place and we see your hair, we are not encouraged. Some of the men don't polish their shoes. They don't comb their hair. You are going to work and your skirt is just directly under your buttocks. You want us to see your geography, your history, your curves and bends. You are not going to work. You are going to work, your trousers is hanging. Michael Jackson trouser is what you are taking to work. You have not washed your clothes. The armpits, the neck. You are not ready to work. You are not ready to work. So do you really want to work? Go over again, listen again, and ask myself, am I really ready to work? Ask yourself, do I want to work? Am I ready to do all these things? This is not even an extensive list. This is just 22 points out of the 100 points. So imagine if all were to come. Do I really want to work? Do I understand this thing that I'm saying I want to do? So we've come to the end of another exciting series, should I say? Exciting topic, if I should say. And as usual, we are still giving away our pillows. Last week, I still haven't received my answer for what I asked you. I said, who do I call princess? There are two people I call princess on Reina's feast. Who are those? So if you can tell us who it is, remember you can always send your answer straight to 0248 156 007. If you're outside Ghana, you prefix it with +233 and then 248 156 007. You can send it there or put it in the comments. We look at the one who sent it the earliest and you get your pillow no matter where you are. We are waiting for Meshach and Jemima to get their pillows and send us pictures so that we can display their pictures. They were the latest winners so far. And by the way, remember to rewatch this, replay this, reshare it, like and comment. And ask yourself, am I ready to work? If I'm already working, do I know these are the things I must know to work properly and effectively? All right, so thank you for joining another edition of Reina Speaks. You know how grateful we always are when you join us. Take time off your busy schedules to come and support us on Reina Speaks. We are nearing the 1,000 mark, but please keep inviting people. Please keep bringing them to Reina Speaks. And now, we have a Telegram page. I've put up the link on Reina Speaks. Please join our Telegram page so that we can receive updates. We made it when Facebook, Instagram, and all those went off. We needed to still communicate. And on Telegram, we can even have a show there if there's a need to have a show there. So don't forget to invite more people. Don't forget to join the group. And don't forget to keep sharing. God bless you. You can always put your comments in the comment section. We'll come back and answer it. And remember, today's question is, who do I call princess on the show? God bless you. Have a lovely weekend. And see you next week. Same place, same time. What can't you do? What won't you do? Nothing impossible. Nothing impossible. What can't you do? What would you do? Nothing impossible with So have a lovely weekend and see you next week.
My feet like the deer's feet, and he will make me walk on higher mountains. A highway shall be there, and it shall be called the way of holiness. Hallelujah.